devil telling 12 truths to slip in one lie. And so you can be living inside of this complete illusion, but you've bought into it so hard. It's the Matrix. Remember in the movie The Matrix, there's that scene where Morpheus has got Neo walking around in the Matrix, and now Morpheus is awake, Neo's awake now too, but he's just like, what is this? Like, and he's watching all the people, move around, but Morpheus tells him, hey, these people are so hopelessly devoted to this thing, they will fight to keep it, even though it's their prison. They will fight to keep their prison in place because they don't know anything else. They truly believe this is reality, and they will kill you to keep this lie in place. Anybody experienced that before? Yeah. So, again, what you believe to be true is true for you, even if it's a complete lie. None more blind than those who will not see. Anybody ever met those people? They just will not, they just won't even look. Yeah. You're like, hey, you like grab and turn your head, and you're like, hey, just look over here. No, I'm not gonna look. No. Look. So I was an evangelist about God because I've my job to convince people God wasn't real. But their perspective has them because they were born into it. Either they were born into it, that a perspective was shoved into them, or the perspective that they're fighting for. It was either the one that was shoved into them, or it was the one that they ran away from the one that was shoved into them and did a complete opposite of that, so that they could have their own perspective, and now they're fighting to keep that up because they're so hurt by the other perspective, and they don't really know either of them. Neither one of them belong to them, and they're just running away from the one, so they got this other false one that they're fighting for. And they won't even go back and look, let me see what was really happening over here, because there's too much pain around it. Anybody know what we're talking about on that? But wherever there's pain, wherever there's resistance, what you fight against, you create. Resistance breeds persistence. So perfect love casts out all fear. If you've got any fear, any resistance to anything, then that means you have a lie somewhere around that. There's some perspective. There's something that you're missing in that realm. I watched a video. It's like a year ago now. We used to live over at Hotel Rio Mar, and there's a river right next to it. And Mel's like, crocodiles over there, and everyone's like, there's no crocodiles over there. But turns out, yeah, we'll see like 12-foot crocodiles cruising right there. But anyway, that was when we first got here. We didn't realize there was like crocodiles and stuff. I don't know why we didn't realize that was a real thing. It really is. And so, but then and it's like, but Belle had like this big irrational fear around the crocodiles. So there's one, she was right there was crocodiles, and everybody's kind of like, they're living in a spiritual bypass. Like, there ain't no crocodiles over there. Everything's fine because there's no crocodiles. Well, there actually were crocodiles, but so people living in, denial of it, not even looking. Once I looked, I'm like, damn, there's crocodiles right there. So that's reality. But then, even though there's crocodiles, Mel, I don't think she has it anymore, but she had an irrational fear around it. Like, it was like just a big, gigantic fear around the crocodiles. Like, oh, what's going to happen? Nothing was going to occur about the crocodiles when you're just sitting in your casino, And so, I used to drive a parasail boat, and people would show up on the boat, and I'd get the same question over and over. They would say, are there sharks out here? I was like, no, this is the ocean. No, there's no sharks in the ocean. but then I'd really mess with them, and they're like, oh, okay. And then I'd say, but there are saltwater beavers. Like, what? Saltwater beavers? Like, oh, you never heard of saltwater beaver? No. I'm like, oh, that's way worse than target. That's way worse than sharks. They got imported from Africa, so they don't have any predators here. You get bored out there. When you're doing the same thing, doing monotonous, doing the same thing all day, every day. Like, I had to come up with some way to entertain myself. And, like, yeah, and they look like little footballs with a beak, and And did you see the signs that you're not allowed to have dogs on the beach? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, that's because of the saltwater beavers. There's a Rottweiler out there the other day, and the beavers got him and ate him. And they're like, oh. And what was funny about that, later on, like 2 years later, after I started doing it, I got all my friends, we all started doing it a lot. And then a couple years later, someone hops on my boat, and they're like, are there saltwater beavers out here? I'm like, yeah, there are. You're right, yes, there are. See, you're a wise person, right? You're smart. You got most people become worried about the sharks. You don't have to worry about them, but you're a little smart. I'm kidding. We definitely do have sharks, but I got shark repellent, and you 5 squirts. 5 squirts for $25, and I guarantee you not get bit or your money back. I don't know how do we know that?
It's your truth versus.
No, yeah, just a bunch of bullshit, right? People live in just a bunch of bullshit. Just irrational, like what? How do they don't even know, you know? You know, back in the old world, you just go and GMO yourself. Just jab yourself. It's fine.